Dumpster Divas, welcome back to another episode of Dumpster Dive. And today I am joined by a new friend of the pod, one half of the Like Us podcast and fellow chronic pop culture addict like myself. Erin Jones Wesley is here. And Erin also pods with her sister, which you may not know this, but the origin of this show was me and my sister. She has since, gone on to other things, but I'm still holding on the fort. So sisters in podcasting, welcome here to the show, Erin.
Exactly. No, there's no one better to talk to about all of the things you're into than your sister.
I know, because she's seen every iteration of you, like
exactly.
Seen all your good takes, your bad takes.
Exactly. They know when you're kind of making something up. They're like, oh, that's new. Never heard that before.
Yeah, or they're like, that's not that story. But you go ahead.
Exactly. It's great. I love that. Thanks for having me, Tom.
Of course, I'm happy to have you. Yeah. So guys, before we started our Atlanta recaps this season, I wanted to reach out to all of y'all about, getting in touch with more Black content creators in the Bravo space that I had not interacted with before. And you came highly recommended by a lot of the listeners.
Oh my gosh.
You're a fabulous voice.
Excited.
Yeah, I know. So thank you.
I feel like I'm relatively new in the space too. So that's really nice to hear.
Yeah, you came up a lot, and I was like, well, we got to get Erin on. I know, and I feel bad. There's so many content creators out there, so it's hard to connect with all of them,
True.
Authentically. So I feel bad that we haven't connected yet, but I'm so happy that you're here now, and we got a lot to talk about.
I am so excited to chat. I do feel pretty new in this side of talking about pop culture. Obviously, I am a lifelong learner of pop culture and obsessor. But I do feel like in the last year, I just, as everyone knows, you kind of have to get brave and climb Cringe Mountain and say, I'm just going to talk about this stuff online and I'm just going to put it out there and hopefully it resonates. And so it's nice to know that has happened. And yeah, I'm loving this season of all the Real Housewives of Atlanta and Rhode Island, and this is a really fun kind of show that's happening right now. I feel like Atlanta feels like it's back in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I agree. I was hesitant to commit to recapping the season only because the last couple have been a mixed bag, which I actually I really enjoyed last season. I know some people still thought it was finding its footing, but I actually did enjoy it, scandal aside. But because there was a lot of show after that. Yeah. But I'm so happy we're recapping this season though, because it's been a lull. I laugh every time.
I laugh every episode. I had taken some years off of watching Atlanta, and I did see the beginning up until the scandal of last season. And then I still was kind of I'm not quite sure. And then this season, I think because I had started this kind of scorecard of which Real Housewife of Beverly Hills is the most relatable. And then that kind of segued into me being oh, now I want to know which franchise is the most like me. And it felt like I could use, Rachel Zoe won for Beverly Hills. I know that Beverly Hills had 90 moments of relatability over the course of the season, but now I wanted to see how that compared to Atlanta and Rhode Island. And so I said, I have to get into Atlanta and I'm going to just watch it. And this season has not disappointed. It feels like I just didn't even step away at all. And I think maybe it's because Cynthia Bailey is in the capacity that she is for the friend of. She's just absolutely killing it. Phaedra is back. I loved her on Traitors. I'm glad she's back on the show. And it feels like Portia has really understood what it means to be a longtime housewife now. And so she's kind of feels a little bit more like an OG. So I feel like those three kind of are great pillars for the show. But all the new girls, people complain about, Pinky and Kelly and, Shamia and K. Michelle, but I'm kind of liking them as the foil to the other group. I think there's a really good conflict happening right now, which is really fun and funny. They're so funny.
Agreed. And y'all, and need we not forget, season 4 of Atlanta, which was the season that, it was the season that they did that big trip to Africa, and it was the talls versus the smalls, and the smalls were Candy, Phaedra, and who else was in the mix? I can't remember who the other. But regardless,
Kim? Was it Kim?
No, but I don't know if Kim ended up going on the trip or not. But and Sheree. Sure, it was the three of them were the smalls, and it's so funny though because then we thought they were the losers of the group, as now we're saying that Kelly and K. Michelle and Pinky are, but we now call them legends. So like we have to remember, like, the tides are always turning with these ladies. And I agree for the most part that I think that this whole group works well. Kelly and Shamia border on super loser behavior for me.
Wait, can I tell you what my take is, though? I think Shamia misses being friends with Portia so much. And I feel like she's stuck with Kelly. And so she has to just be like, this is what I have right now, you know? Because I don't know if her and Portia will ever be friends the way that they were. Kelly talks too much in her confessionals for me. I think she's doing too much in the confessionals and not enough in person. And so that, to me, I don't like. It feels like you're not fully in alignment with who you are. You're pretending. And so I don't like that about Kelly. It's like, just say what you have to say. The Horsea stuff, all of that it's too much. It's like, say that to her face.
And she tried to get we'll get to it, but she tried to get a little dig in right at the end. And and
Portia wasn't having it.
She can't really commit to the bit. Well, she can't commit to the bit. If you want to be the villain, be the villain. But like, you can't really stand in it. It's for some reason.
No, she's scary. Like she's scared. Yeah. Like,
Yeah. So this episode starts off, and we are kind of doing a couple like ancillary scenes as we head into like the fun Reiki dinner that happens later, which we'll get to. But we have a check-in with Kelly at is it called Nana's, I think, is what
Nana's.
The waffle chicken and waffles franchise that she owns. And we now know this location has closed. that she's talking about. That location is no longer.
I mean, it didn't sound like it was doing great in the episode. Like in the episode, the mom's like, girl, I don't know about this. And Kelly's like, what can we do? And it's like, I don't know. Like, they need to put on like a fundraiser, like Sister Act to save Nana's. Like,
what would Kelly do? Kelly can't sing. She can't dance. She can't. What would be her talent for the fundraiser?
Like a bake sale. They're gonna have to sell Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah. I just thought it was so funny to see her mom and her grandmother sit there and be like, I can't believe we're still pretending this business is a success. But, allegedly the food there is really good. They can't seem to keep the doors open.
Atlanta. Yeah, I would like to go to Atlanta again and do like a Real Housewives food tour, because I feel like they're always eating at good restaurants. And I want to try out, I think Pinky, her restaurant is also in Vegas, though, isn't it? Like Slutty Vegan. I felt like they had a Vegas location as well.
Yeah, they have one in New York. I have not been to I'm in New York. I have not been to the New York. You're LA, right?
I'm a LA, California girl.
That's what I thought. There's not a Slutty Vegan out there? That feels like it should exist.
If there is, I don't know about it. I need to look it up. I feel like there's a lot of vegan restaurants, but I don't know if there is one. I don't know if there is one in LA. Yeah. I should look. I've never done that research. I'm going to be honest.
Wait, what are your takes on Kelly doing her confessionals in this white
in
V-neck?
That t-shirt? I just feel like, so I was thinking, is it an homage to Nene Leakes? Like, because Nene had, the little white tee moment. But then I was like, why is she wearing that? Why did production allow that as a costume? Because I feel like the whole point of Housewives is aspiration, and I don't care that it's a $1,400 t-shirt. It's like, yeah, Mark Zuckerberg wears those too. He's not aspirational. Like, we don't want to have these like aspirational t-shirts on this show. We're not doing quiet luxury. Like, that's not what Housewives is. Housewives is loud luxury.
Right, I know. It doesn't make, and to be honest, like, I love quiet luxury, and I think you can dress up staples and make it look really chic.
I like it for life. That's not the show.
No, I know, but I do think if she had like a really chic, like oversized white button down and like nothing, and like just heels on, but then had like the right jewelry and the glam that kind of like made it all work. I think I could see that working. Yes. But I'm sorry, Kelly, a white V-neck, especially when, I'm sorry, all of her other confessional looks are like runways from, season 12 of RuPaul's Drag Race. And then she's like
Kelly
a white.
She's like a teeny tiny cutesy girly. And I don't know if the t-shirt was doing anything for us And so I just was, I don't know. I was confused by the whole thing. It didn't really, I like it as a point because they said, how much is this shirt? Right? Because they wanted to show that she's not just wearing a Hanes shirt. But the fact that it looked like that was enough where they should have been like, we need a new outfit top. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't agree.
When they did that wide, the wide shot of the look, she looked naked. I was like, she looks like she's missing a part of the look. It didn't look like a long shirt dress. It looks like incomplete. A shirt that she's just short enough to make a dress.
It was incomplete. And to your point, like maybe it needed accessories or something. Like maybe it wasn't fully accessorized. Maybe, because I could see the shirt being cute if she would have had like like a Pam Anderson sort of bun with like a bang, and it would have been giving like a little Kim K, right, with like good jewelry that would like go together, and maybe something like a big ring on her finger, so when she's talking with her hands you see it. Like I just think that we needed to go back to the drawing board to really make the most out of that look, and I think partially is the hair wasn't helping her either.
No. I mean, seeing in the same episode her in that I think a lot of professions are a mess, but the black look she has is actually stellar. That look, it's like that like structural black. It's a new confessional that she filmed this episode.
Yes.
She looks killer. The fact that she was able to wholeheartedly have those two outfits on a rack next to each other and being like, yeah, this is one option, this is the other. Girl, no. It's giving like my look didn't come in time. But
you know what?
We're just gonna rock the t-shirt.
She is just really good at business, and style isn't everyone's thing.
That's true.
And
except she kind of claims that she is a label whore, though. That's the thing.
That's not taste.
But that's not style.
That's not like style and taste. That's just like what you're supposed to wear. That's like an open book test, honestly.
I know. Style is hard. Like, it really is hard. Like, and sometimes you just got to lean on your friends that know what they're doing.
I got to ask a question every once in a while. Send a text to the group chat. Does this look cute? Mm-hmm. Get people to weigh in.
Well, she gives yes people. Like, she gives like, I only like have yes people around me. Like, I feel like she like texts photos of her outfits to her daughters, and it's like, what do you think? And they're like, yes, mommy, love you. And she's like, see, it's amazing. I'm like, but what I love, can't rely on them.
Speaking of the daughters, and I know we'll get into it later in the episode, but I actually loved the scene with her and her daughter that was going to college. I felt like this episode for Kelly, who, by the way, like on my little scorecard, Kelly hadn't gotten a point all season until this episode, because I feel like this was her most grounded episode because we saw her with her family, because the rest of the time she's just obsessed with Portia. And for once we finally saw her like kind of be a mom. I know her kids aren't allowed on the show, but it was interesting to see that dynamic and see her with her grandma. And it was like, oh, Kelly is a real person, not just this like one-dimensional villain who is obsessed with taking Portia down,
Yeah, no, I agree. She has more story to her. I wonder if she's leaning on the Portia of it all because she feels so shaken up by the stuff that her ex is doing with like refusing to film with her kids. And I feel like that has shaken her up a bit, and she's leaning on the girls, the women like in the cast, not her own daughters, like to spend all of her energy there instead of, with her family, because she can't film familial scenes anymore.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. She's got to figure something out.
I agree. I'm like, please, it's too much. I completely agree. So we get this lunch or this something with Phaedra, Drew, Angela, and Portia. Now,
Tom, I
love this group together. My only concern is I don't want us to venture into like Fox Force 5 territory with Kyle, Dorit, Erica, and
Teddy
and Renna and Teddy. Yeah, like all of them. Like I'm starting to worry a little bit that like it's going to be them against whoever we continue to throw on this show. I need them all to continue to want to participate with the other women,
Well, I think the only reason that won't happen is because Phaedra and Portia notoriously are messy. And I think those two will stay in cahoots. But I think that Angela and Drew, I don't know how deep that loyalty goes. I mean, especially considering just last season, Portia was really angry with Drew for trying to film with Dennis. Like, wasn't that a whole storyline that they had beef because
Yeah.
Drew
They're
kind
just
of brings
recently
Dennis
friends.
on. Yeah. So they're new friends. And I don't know, Portia is a great secret keeper, but I think her and Phaedra are actually the real deal. And the other two are enjoyable and get to be in their company for a second as the queen bees. Now, Cynthia also is obviously very truly in that group, but she's just a friend of. So she can come and go as she pleases. You know, I like seeing Angela and Drew in this way, especially Angela. I think she's really come into her own this season, and she's such a fun, like her reads are so good. She feels like an old school housewife in a lot of ways, but I think it'll be interesting to see how that friendship eventually will get shaken up because I feel like it's housewives and it has to. And Portia knows how to put on a show at this point.
Yeah, dynamics are always going to shift and
They're
change.
always shifting. Yeah.
Yeah. I have a theory that Portia and Phaedra aren't good right now.
You think that they're on bad terms?
I don't think they're like feuding, but because K Michelle was on Watch What Happens Live on Sunday, guys, and she said that the two people that she's closest with in the cast, one was Kelly, which I was like, girl, we gotta set. That's not going to help your case on the show.
I know.
That's your number one, unfortunately. But the other one was Phaedra, which that was really surprising to me.
I did hear that.
Yeah, because in this episode, you know, she's talking about how she thinks that Phaedra and Portia and Drew are a part of this like plot to, you know, air her, you know, vagina dirty laundry.
I know. But didn't you hear that like at that meal, it was because her and K Michelle did a pottery class together? And I was like, oh, we didn't get to see it, but they did go film another scene together. Yeah. And so I go, okay, like that makes sense. I mean, I think they're both like also kind of country horse girls. Phaedra also obviously was raised a little bit differently than K Michelle, but when I see them being friends, I saw someone online bring up a point that maybe that might be a version of K Michelle being a social climber and realizing that Phaedra knows the game and Phaedra would be a good friend to cozy up with. She thought it was going to be Portia at first, but then she realized she couldn't really trust Portia. But Phaedra hasn't really done anything that shows that she can't trust Phaedra. So maybe from K Michelle's side, that's a good ally to have in that group. And I don't know what that means for Portia and Phaedra. I could see how that would be annoying, though, because you're like, you're going to be friends with this person that thinks I'm scheming on them. Like, get out of here. But I don't know. I feel like they both have been in the game long enough where it's all, I don't know. I feel like on Real Housewives of Atlanta, they're all kind of pretending all the time. Like, that's my only thing. It feels like on that show, they're really pretending a lot.
There are multiple scenes in this episode that I personally felt were incredibly staged. We have the scene, most of which Portia's in them.
The mariachi band. Are you going to talk about the mariachi band with Dennis pulling up?
So the mariachi band, yeah, she tries to tell the story. Well, first of all, the scene she has with her sister, I felt every time her and her sister sit down, that's their like 10th time running lines on that scene. It's just I don't know why it is, but it's like Portia has to like coach her sister on how to like plot, like how to
it's like
talk about a storyline.
Conversation. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're always like planting seeds for like Portia's story this year on the show, and then the scene that didn't actually end up making it fully to air was that that Mike had this mariachi band come and sing to Portia, and then the hot dog man pulled up. I was like, during it, I just like this. None of this is real.
Wait, Tom,
I'm sorry, guys. It doesn't feel real.
Tom, in my recap, I literally said they didn't add that scene to the show because the acting was probably too bad for them to keep the whole scene because it was so obviously not like that was. What are we talking about? Like that was so obviously not real. Dennis just pulls up at that same time. Stop it. Like.
And Portia thought she absolutely ate with that comedy writing. She thinks she's on SNL.
I said they were like, we can't keep this because it's all unusable, but we can show a snippet of it happening.
Yeah,
for help with the production costs a little bit. Yeah, that felt really. That didn't ring true to me at all. But I do feel like part of what is the charm of Real Housewives of Atlanta is that it is campy. And in that way, that is the camp, right? It's everyone's kind of like, haha, we're on a reality show. Like, yeah. And they're like kind of leaning into that, which makes it a little cheeky.
I know. And it's good to have characters like Cynthia who are a grounded, like real kind of narrator for the show.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Like that's why Cynthia's working so well on the season, is because she is such a reliable narrator when we cut to confessionals, when she's like, this is crazy. Like she just feels very normal amongst these like abnormal women, you know?
Absolutely. Everyone is so heightened. And then you have Cynthia who's just like, child, I don't know. And you're like, I believe this woman. Yes.
I know.
If she said she doesn't know, then I also don't know.
Right. Also, another stage thing. I'm looking at my notes. How did we not talk about this yet? She also had a snake show up.
No, I know.
I'm like, Portia, are we on like? It feels like we're like booking like segments for a talk show, and she's like, and now we're gonna bring out the snake and the snake because Pilar loves snakes, and PJ is gonna play with the snake, and she's gonna deliver her lines to camera. I'm like,
totally.
God,
and they cut away right away. As soon as they brought up the snake, they were like, end scene.
They're like, we can't do
We're
this.
getting out of here now immediately.
We cannot do this.
I died.
Another scene
the snake wrangler also sent me. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, I know. It just didn't make it didn't make any sense.
At night?
No. Right, like what? And then PJ said it felt like a bag, and that was kind of dark.
It's so crazy. Honestly, like you're making me feel really sane right now, Tom.
I like Portia a lot as a reality television character. I do have a lot of critiques for her though when it comes to actually like practicality on the shows sometimes, just because I think she's best when there's someone like Nene there who is the actual like core peach holder, the core storyline holder, and she can kind of be a quippy side character. Mm-hmm. I think she struggles being super vulnerable sometimes, and so instead falls back on snake charmers.
No, I think that's actually exactly what it is. I feel like Portia has had moments of really deep vulnerability on the show, and I think as she's realized, I'm on this show, I've done that, I don't need to give any further. I think that's really interesting. Now, one thing I will say about Portia, though, that I am appreciating, whether it's a real relationship or not, I actually like that we're seeing her date a man and a woman. I think that is really particularly understanding the culture of Atlanta and how much people, you know, can sometimes be not understanding bi culture, and her just being like, I'm bisexual, you're going to watch me date a man and a woman all at the same time, and I'm going to pretend like I could love either one of them. And obviously Sway is the real relationship here. But there is something so charming about that level of putting it all out there, because I would imagine that's probably, I'm sure she's over it now, but it could have been a really scary thing for her. I mean, even Kyle Richards with her dating Morgan, she like didn't fully show all of that on Beverly Hills. And then you have Portia, you know, just one franchise later, showing everything and putting it all out there. And so I do think there's something I appreciate about that level of authenticity. Now, whether the man she's dating is paid or not paid, because that's what, you know, word on the street is that like maybe he's an actor, maybe he's not. Like, I do think that there is something interesting about her showing that part of herself.
I agree that showing, because I think oftentimes, well, specifically as a gay person, like bisexuality is sometimes taken not as seriously too, because it sometimes can feel like some people think it's just like a fetish, like fetishizing like one or the other is just for sexual relationships, not actually like I can romantically be involved with both. Like I think a lot of times, you know, women are comfortable because of men, not because of women. Like men make women comfortable with being like, I only like women like sexually because that's something that turns a guy on, you know what I mean? But not being like, I actually like both. And then for gay people, a lot of gay guys unfortunately had to be bi as a stepping stool to actually just being gay. Sure. Like it's just like what you say, and it's like you're like, yeah, I'm bi, and because it's too scary to say like I kind of only like dick.
Yeah, right. Well, and like to that point, it's like, because you don't know how people are going to receive you or how that's going to work. Like I have been told I'm aggressively straight, which is like, I don't even know if that's a compliment or not. But like there is something to being able to be fully yourself and to do that on TV, which is like a whole other level. I don't know. I really respect Portia for that. Like, I just think that to your point, like there's so many people who go through that story and maybe that is their stepping stone, or maybe that's their final destination. And like, if that is like how their sexuality is playing out on that spectrum, I think she's giving a voice and showing what that can look like so that people can have those conversations. I feel like that's when Housewives is at its best, by the way, not to be corny, but I love when they're doing stuff that starts real conversations for people, whether it's like their IVF journeys or whatever. Like even for Shamia with the eggs and being like, I need a new surrogate and I only have one male embryo. Like that's when they're doing the best work, I feel like. Of course, the drama makes it fun and entertaining, but give me a little docuseries vibe. I want to know what's going on. Show me something that maybe I wouldn't see in my regular life, No,
I agree. I mean, I think that it's, I always feel that it's important. A big thing that's important on these shows is just showing women living out loud, and the experience of being a woman in this world can be so many different things. For Portia, like it's being a sort of single mom with being bisexual, exploring her sexuality while being a single mom. I mean, I say single mom, Dennis is in the picture, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I just think that's a beautiful story. Shamia, her surrogacy journey is so interesting. Like you don't see a ton of surrogacy stories in anything.
No, it's ever. So interesting. And then they fired the surrogate. I didn't even realize that was a thing that people did. But they were like, oh no, the eggs weren't, so we got to get rid of that person. And now it's a new person. You're like, whoa, that feels like that is such an emotional toll that would take on a family to be like, is it us or is it this outside person we're bringing in, to the point where you have to get rid of that outside person and find a new. That's also wild. And then and what is his name? Gerald's push for that they need to try to have for a boy, which I don't even know. We're not really getting any case that Shamia cares that much if they have a boy. But Gerald obviously very much cares about it, right? And so that's also a really interesting dynamic. That marriage is interesting to me. Like I'm keeping an eye on it. I'm like, what's going on here?
Well, I mean, to me personally, there's a red flag in a couple places. One of which being the being so demanding about like that they need a boy. To me, is a little like I'm misogynistic. I'm like you have 3 kids. You have 3 kids already. Like you have to have a boy.
I know.
I don't. An adoption for him, I don't think is something that he's interested in doing. She's saying it that like, is that a journey you have to go on? But I don't think that's a journey that he wants to really be a part of, because I think I think he has a very traditional mindset in terms of. I even think surrogacy was probably hard for him to understand. That's the vibe I get.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I don't know why they actually had a surrogate. Maybe I missed that in a previous season. But I do think that there was something really interesting too about him saying he didn't love Shamia acting with Opposite of Men either. And I go, okay, so he wasn't crazy about her rum business, which granted, I saw that business meeting. The rum business does seem a little, I don't know what we're doing with rum and Granada and peaches and whatever. But then also he's like, I don't know about acting either. And also you need to have a male baby for me. And I'm just like, there's at least, maybe not a red flag, but at least like a blinking yellow. Like what's happening? Like what's going on here?
And the last red flag for me too is that he doesn't want to be a part of this show, but she's on the show. And guys, if you don't know the reason that she was not cast as a housewife back when she was a friend of forever, because she was a friend of on seasons like 7, 8, 9, 10. She was a friend of on and off for a really long time. The reason why she was never cast as a full time, allegedly, is because he refused to be on camera, and then somehow she was able to convince him that like when the opportunity came up for her to be on season 16 last season, that like he would film some, and so she was able to get her peach then. But then now that she has the job locked down, he's seemingly like not interested in being on camera again. I understand that people like not everyone wants to be on TV. I understand that. It's more that with her, it's clearly something that she wants to do because she thinks that she's good at it. She wants to make money this way. Like, and she's been so supportive of everything that he's done in his life and has created a family for him. to me, the least he could do is show up for this business venture, because the show she's on is a business. I mean, that's half the reason they all do it, you know? So like, if you're not supporting her here, it's not just that you're not supporting her like in life, you're kind of not supporting her business but all she does is support yours. So that's a big red flag to me. Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like when she was on that walk with him and she says, I'm going to make more money than you one day, I was like, that's also, why are we competing with our spouse?
Yeah, weird.
That's not a great sign. Why are they competing? So I do think there's a level of competition. And I think him being like, I don't want to support this show anymore, is because she's probably said even crazier things than that, not on camera, to be like, I'm about to have more money than you. Why would you say that? Shut up.
Y'all don't say that to your
that.
partners. That is crazy. Crazy work. Especially when he's the king, the HVAC king of Rhode Island. Did you see the clip of Shamia and Rosie on Watch What Happens Live?
I watched it live happen. And when it happened in real time, I was like, oh, I'm living for this.
So Rosie and Shamia were on Watch What Happens Live last Sunday. Not for this episode, but the one before. And Andy checks in on Rosie's house and is like, how is everything going? And she's like, well, the house like is mostly done. We're just not all of it's livable yet. Like you can't live in all the rooms yet. We're still living in like the core. I say that she lives in a 2-story 1-bedroom apartment. Like she's still living in that, but the house is done and they just installed an HVAC. And she's like, I learned what that is. And Andy says, well, you're sitting next to the queen of HVACs in Rhode Island. And Rosie's like, oh, you mean Atlanta? And he's like, no, Rhode Island. Because Rhode Island, I guess, has the biggest HVAC market or something. And Rosie's reaction and her husband Rich's reaction are as if they clock in real time that Shamia has more money than they even know what to do with.
No, exactly.
Exactly.
They're like, so she lives in Atlanta, but then they have a booming business in another state. Like
they're like, what?
It really blows their mind, and they're like, wait. And then they're also a little embarrassed that they didn't use their business, because then they're like, maybe we can even like afford that business. Like it just like there were so many levels of things happening at once.
Right, like so Shamia's husband owns essentially all of HVAC, while Rosie's husband, no shade, is a Frank Sinatra impersonator. So there's also some dynamics there.
Wait, do you think that he's coming for like a Michael Bublé? Like I kept thinking, I'm like, oh, so he's like trying to be Michael Bublé. Like that's what's happening here with Rich, obviously.
Well, or is he trying to be Jesse Is he trying to be Jesse Solomon, trying to be Michael Bublé?
Oh my gosh. There's only one Michael Bublé.
Yeah, there's only one Jesse Solomon.
That's
unfortunately.
Right. That's right.
Well, let's get to this Phaedra Healing Waters event, because a lot of shit goes down here.
It does.
Right off the bat, y'all, I screamed with laughter about a couple moments. One, this part of the thing is like it's a healing event, but then she also did like farm to table dinner, and Cynthia arrives and Phaedra says, we want some fresh we want some free meat, because they're free range cows that were there. So she's like, we want some free meat, and she says, all the free meat in more ways than one. I was like, Phaedra, please. And then Portia right after that, speaking of free meat, shows up in just body.
Like literally, it's all body. It's basically not even an outfit. And wait, Cynthia says that Portia's butt is so big, it's not 2 cheeks, it's 2 butts. She says she's got 2 asses. It's not just one ass.
And like, you could not catch me dead in some sort of outfit where like
hilarious,
my tits are covered and my ass is covered, but my stomach is just fully out. Like that is my worst nightmare.
She's just like, she's just out. And also I love though that she's dressed like that. And then, but the first thing out of her mouth is, I'm ready to heal. And you're like,
I'm like, this show is crazy, y'all.
I love her. I'm like, when she does it, I'm like, never change, actually. I love you.
I know. And then Drew shows up and Cynthia says to Drew, your condition is improving every day. And I was like, wait, wasn't Drew, because the last season she was so late to like a fashion event, and then like she's just late everywhere. But I wanted to be like, Cynthia, not last week she showed up 4 hours late to your gala. She actually missed the party.
So late, she missed the whole party. But Drew's like, I have time blindness. And then she goes, yeah, but last week I got into a fight that day. So I
really
needed
hard
to be a little late.
Like, what?
So funny.
No, y'all, one of my favorite lines in recent history happens next. It's revealed that Phaedra will be playing the Reiki flute. And Cynthia says, you play the flute as well? And Phaedra goes, it's a healing flute. And then Cynthia says, which should be written down in the history books, well, praise God for that, child.
It's amazing. It's so amazing.
I rewound it multiple times. Just she is Cynthia. We love you. May you somehow find this.
So good. We love you. Love. Because also
you are a dream.
Phaedra just does stuff. Like Phaedra just literally does whatever she wants, and I kind of love that for her. She's like, I'm gonna just try this on. I'm gonna do that too. Oh, what about this? And she just goes all out on everything that she's doing. So of course she's a Reiki master and knows how to play the flute. And then it's like, Lizzo, I'm coming for you. It's like, it's all too much.
It's so funny. I know. It actually encourages me to like find more hobbies. Like I feel like I have a good amount of hobbies, but she seems to just like, she's a woman of the world and she's so interested in the world around her that she's like, yeah, I'll try that. I
give Phaedra like us point for that because I'm very similar. Like why I'm learning Italian right now. I have no reason to learn Italian, and I just am teaching myself Italian because I'm going on a trip to Italy, and I'm like, I'm gonna speak it. And like I'm very much Phaedra like in the way of just I'm gonna try a bunch of different things, and it's gonna be my whole personality for a period of time, and then it'll just be a thing I know how to do.
That's so sweet and endearing. Honestly, like there's more of us could gain so much in life from just having a little bit of whimsy and a little bit of like curiosity about the world. And I do feel that Phaedra has that. Like she really wants to know about everything in the world, you know?
And she's so silly about it too. Like she's not ever taking herself too seriously. And I think that that's what makes her so enjoyable because she could be like quite snotty if she wanted to be. And she's not. She's just like, oh yeah, I did that once. Oh yeah, I tried that once. And she's just like living her best life and kind of even in this like meditation moment that where the girls are on the air mattresses and in her pool, it felt like she was introducing something that she likes so much to people who maybe didn't know about that. Like especially Pinky, who was like, this feels like I'm in a cult right now. Like there was just a lot of layers happening in this scene. And something I appreciated about Phaedra, she was just like, I'm going to introduce this concept to a group of friends who might not know about it, but we're going to do it anyway. And it worked out for the most part. No one fell in the water. So
yeah, no, except Shamia sort of.
Shamia almost.
No, I would love to do this, like lay on a little floaty.
Tom, have you ever done sensory deprivation meditation?
No, oh my God.
It sounds insane, but like it reminded me of this. So it's like they have these places in LA, like one's called Float, one's called Pause, and you go into like a bathtub, but it's like pretty spacious and you're literally floating back and you get a pillow and the pillow also floats and you put in earplugs and then it's like, it closes you off like a tomb. Like a casket. So you're just like locked in like a chamber floating on water and you can listen to music if you want or like a guided meditation if you want, or it could just be dead silence if you want. And the water has like these special salts in it and you just like meditate and you can't hear, all you're in water. It's so soothing. You leave, you feel like you were like floating on air. It's amazing. This sounds very LA and woo-woo. But when they were doing the air mattresses, I was like, oh, this is like a version of like a sensory deprivation meditation. I'm kind of in.
I'm there. I would absolutely do something like that.
It's 1000%. Fantastic. Highly recommend.
Yeah, so Shamia's float is sinking. Kay won't get in the pool. Now, Kay, I've been a Kay defender on this podcast, but I am starting to be a bit bothered by her unwillingness to like trust everyone. And I think I do think there is just some trauma from being, on Love and Hip Hop. I think there was just stuff that went down with that cast where like she felt like they wronged her, and then also the things that went down on her Breakfast Club situation with everything that went down with her vagina. Like, she just has been wronged by a lot of people, and I don't know what her sign is, and like astrologically, but there has to be something in her chart about like not forgiving and not forgetting, because she doesn't move on. And I do think that is a core value that we need in a housewife, is the ability to move forward. And I know it's her first season.
Roll with it a little bit. Yeah, I do. I agree. K. Michelle is the most like us right now. She's at the top of the leaderboard for my scorecard. And people fight me every single week. And I'm like, she started off super strong and we've learned so much about this woman. And yeah, she's had some crazy moments. So I've also kind of been defending K. Michelle a little bit too. And I didn't come into this ever watching Love and Hip Hop. I never knew much about her. But I do feel like on this show, what we're seeing with her is she's learning how to play this game, which is very different than the Love and Hip Hop game. And she doesn't really know who she can trust, but she does want to trust people. And so her own inner turmoil, and I'm just going to say it, I think she's a little insecure and suffers with some self-esteem issues as well.
I think that's a big core part of it.
That's really playing a part in like her inner, she almost has like a tornado inside of her that she's really trying to stifle and keep it cute on the show. But I think that's causing a lot of the chaos and the confusion for her.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's truly one of the biggest boundaries that she's having to push through, is like feeling confident on the show, which is crazy because to me, she has it all together. Like her look, back to like the style conversation we were having earlier, Kay understands exactly what and how to dress her body, like what looks right. Every scene she looks impeccable. And when she's having a good time, she's hilarious. I think she's great in her confessionals. I want her to want this show for her a little bit more. Yeah. So and lean into it a little bit more. Hopefully she will, and kind of understands that this is a great platform and she can be on for a couple more seasons, because I need her to just like somehow move on from her trauma with reality television shows and the business of Atlanta, and focus on just being with this group of women, because I do think there's some great like source material there with her.
I agree. And I feel like she has the potential to be a really, really, really good Real Housewife. She really does. But to your point, she needs to get over the trauma. I also feel like too, maybe by the second season, she'll be a little bit better. It always is surprising to me when new housewives don't really know what show they signed up for. Like at this point, these shows have been on for 20 years. It's confusing when there's like, I think Ashley Iaconetti on Rhode Island, I think Amanda Francis on Beverly Hills, I think K. Michelle, they all kind of have this like shell shock of like, oh, this is the show. And it's like, what did you think the show was? It's been on for so long. But I do feel like in the second season, maybe they can, in their sophomore year, they can get better because now they know what to expect, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know. I agree, completely agree with all that. So they sit down for dinner after their, pool session, and Kay starts to bring up this plot, and she reveals that she had heard from someone, which I don't know if it was a producer or if it was like the blogs. I say the blogs, like whatever, like Reddit or someone sent something to her, but that Phaedra, Portia, and Drew are the ones that have been gathering information. Now, my only thing though is, it does sound like something that the three of them do. So like, I understand a little bit why she's paranoid, because like that is kind of something that Phaedra is known to do. Now, whether it actually happened here or not, I don't know, or how malicious. The intent may not have even been to be malicious. It may have just been like, we want to learn more about her tenure on reality TV and outside of just her music career. And so maybe that's what it was, but it does kind of sound like something that they would do. So I understand her paranoia, but then it manifests itself into this Kay versus Drew fight, which is, quite hilarious.
And my favorite thing about K. Michelle and Drew is Drew being like, "You're obsessed with my resume," and K. Michelle being like, "It's really short. It wasn't that hard." Like, it was not hard to learn it. And you're like, damn, it's a tale as old as time. That the resume conversation on Housewives just persists year after year. Someone wants to be like, "You don't deserve to be here. Only I do." And it's like, by the way, you both got cast by the same bosses. Like, shut up. Like, everyone deserves to be here.
Right. like in the end, this job is on both of your resumes.
Correct.
So,
like, what are we talking about?
Like,
what are we talking about?
Yeah.
I think it's all
and
the
then,
same, babe.
Drew says, yodel your ass out. And Kay says, yodel he, nobody Drew. So whatever that means. But
the yodel was perfect.
And then in her confessional, Kay drops a really good line, though I have to give it to her. Even though confessional, Ira Madison was on a couple weeks ago and he was talking about how confessional gangsters are not his vibe, which I agree, because like, it's like it's the same thing that we were talking about with Kelly earlier, where it's like sometimes it's funny, but like you got to say that to their face. And Kay says in her confessional, my name is not Fallon. Now, if y'all don't remember, Fallon is the name of Simon, Portia's ex-wife, who was a friend of on Atlanta. And allegedly Portia kind of stole her man out from under her on the show. So that's not going to go over well in the reunion that she said
may
that
or
name.
may not have happened, But what was so funny is like when K. Michelle was talking about that Portia dated the guy that K. Michelle had dated, but the reason why K. Michelle didn't want to date him is because he put his feet on her kitchen counter. And that sent me, because I'm like, that's a reason to dump some. Like, yeah, why are your bare feet on the kitchen counter, sir? Like, get out of here. But then, like, for her to think that Portia wants her man, I don't know. Portia also made a point. She's like, you're married. That's not my man either. Why are we even talking about this? And Kay, why are you so upset about someone who like none of us care about, right? And I think Kay, to your point, she really does stir up her own drama, because the same issue is happening with Black and Drew as well. It's like she doesn't care about Black. She said she doesn't care about Black, but then she keeps talking about him, even though Drew doesn't even want to talk about him. So it's like either she's doing that on purpose and pretending like she doesn't know what's happening to create kind of drama in a storyline, or she is that chaotic internally. And it's really hard to tell if she's being methodical with this or if it's just complete random.
She kind of mentions this on Watch What Happens Live, but I do think in general, she thinks she's trying to outsmart the show and get ahead of any storyline that could be out there about her by just bringing them up. But it's coming across like extremely paranoid.
Yeah.
Like, it's not coming across like, let me air all my dirty laundry to the world. It's coming across like, so like, you didn't hear about my
totally.
about Black, and then my troubles with my surgeries and people not liking my body. I mean, it's just like, girl.
No, I know. I think she just needs, if she was delivering it with a little bit more confidence, like she's like, bye, old news. Bye, old news. If she was doing it like that, we all would be like, oh, wow, Kay is really controlling her own narrative. But like, to your point, it sounds paranoid, because she's like, wait, are you talking about me? I know you're talking about me, and you're talking about this thing. And everyone's like, we really weren't.
Sadly, I have a little bit of that in me, I have to be honest, though. Now that you're saying it, I'm like, I do think that would be kind of what I would be
me?
like. I'm like, wait, is everyone talking about me? And then, a lot of crossover conversations about like sharing men at the table, which, in the gay world, it's kind of like not a big deal, but it is very much of a big deal. We're seeing it on, it's the core drama on Summer House, obviously. It's coming up here, and Phaedra reveals that she and Portia do have crossover that she won't talk about on the show. And she says, you'll have to ask Portia about that. What did you think about that?
I think she said ask Portia because she knows that Portia will either lie or make something up, and Phaedra is a bad liar, and so I don't think Phaedra's not a good liar.
No, she just smiles and does her like weird mouth movements. She's better at
saying nothing than trying to come up with stories, and so I think she was gonna lie, and so instead of lying, she was just like ask Portia as a deflection.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Portia's a better liar.
Yeah, and then Kelly drops the Portia fucked every Nigerian in Atlanta out of seemingly nowhere.
Were they talking about Nigerian men? Like, I was so confused. I didn't know why that happened.
Yeah, I don't know. It just kind of happened, and then all of a sudden we're standing up with a wine glass and almost laying hands. Although Kelly, you seem to be a fan of the show. Go back and watch the season 6 reunion.
Exactly. No, I mean, I loved that security and production. As soon as Portia stood up, they were on it immediately. They were like, separate. And I couldn't tell if it's because Phaedra had said there was a noise ordinance. So production was like, we can't get a citation, so we need them to stop yelling. Or if they were really actually trying to constrain Portia from getting physical. It's really, that was also hard for me to tell. I'm like, so they do not want them loud, or is it they think that Portia's going to harm Kelly? Portia will do that, right?
Well, yes.
To your point, like Portia's not afraid.
No.
She's not afraid. She doesn't care.
She got Andy almost in the mix of that fight on that reunion.
Doesn't care. She said,
no.
Don't get fired.
Oh my God. When Nini's holding her down on the ground and she's like, I just get, oh my God.
I know. It's like, and the fact is I feel like there's been a few moments with Portia where she's just proven that she's not afraid to like scrap with someone really quick. Which I was thinking about this morning, actually. I feel like part of Portia's fandom is that people appreciate that she comes across as this like very sweet, very silly, very funny girl. But if you push Portia too far, she's also very tough, right? And so like the level of being like, oh, I can see this person have two sides. Portia is that, right? She's like sweet, ditzy. You don't know what's happening. She's a little manipulative and calculating. But then also if you push her too hard, maybe she'll punch you.
Yep. She might. She just might.
A diva that does it all.
Yeah, a diva that does it all. I love that. And, you know, we get it to be continued. And I assume nothing really crazy happens at this fight necessarily. But that's the end of the episode. It was kind of a filler episode, but a lot of funny moments throughout.
Yeah.
And I'm continuing to have a blast in the season of Atlanta. Before I let you go, Erin, is there any other hot takes you got on Bravo that's going on in the Bravoverse right now?
Oh, any other hot takes? I mean, I feel like my biggest hot take of the moment is I am kind of ready for all the Summer House stuff to be done with and to stop giving attention to the negativity and just focus on the things that you like, because the negativity still is attention. And so I think everyone should just like try to move on as soon as this reunion is over. But I'm really excited for the reunion for Summer House.
Yeah, I agree. I do think that there's a very fine line of like holding these terrible people accountable and also just like engaging in too much just like angry fodder.
Exactly.
Because it does suck some of the fun out of why we like the show.
Yep.
And the majority of the people that we watch on these shows, guys, are bad.
Like
they're just bad. That's kind of why we watch the show.
My master hot take is that I feel like everyone asking for people they don't like to get fired is so annoying. You need villains, you need antagonists, you need conflict. You have to have people you don't really like on the show sometimes. And by the way, that shifts all the time. We can't fire every housewife that you disagree with. There won't be a show because there won't be conflict or a story.
I know, we're in a hard place just in the world right now too, where it's like some people just don't get held accountable though, and others do. And usually it's white men that are never held accountable for their actions. And so it's hard to see that be a thing here. Yeah. Like we all know deep in our spirit, Wes Wilson will be absolutely fine. Like we all know he'll be fine.
But also, like, what does fine look like for him? It's like how successful, like whatever. It's just like, what is it? Just don't engage. Like the more you engage with stuff, the more you help people, good or bad. Yeah, agreed. But do stream every like recap I've ever done about all the drama that's going on YouTube. Exactly. Where everyone's gonna keep talking about it. So yeah. Well, Erin, thank you so much for being here. This was a blast. Yeah, it was so much fun chatting. Thanks for having me. Of course. Tell everyone about the podcast, about where they can follow you, watch your content, and support you. Great. Well, you can follow me personally at Erin Jones Wesley, and on the podcast is at Like Us Pod. We're available on all of the socials and all the platforms. So I hope to see you guys there. Yeah. And guys, we will be back later this week with a Summer House recap as well as In the City. And if you want an ad-free early access version of this episode, do subscribe to the Dumpster Dive Patreon at patreon.com/dumpsterdivepod. And we will talk to y'all later. Bye, everyone. Bye.